What's going on behind this fence here is any team's nightmare at an America's Cup, and this time it's Team New Zealand's nightmare. The boat had finished its day's racing. It was up on the crane, being lowered onto the cradle when the crane failed, and 6 tons of America's Cup AC75 fell about 6 or 7 meters into the cradle, buckling the cradle. The crew have spent the past hour or so examining the boat, and there's now a second crane arrived, which is an important part of the recovery process to try and lift the boat up off the cradle, and then if they can move it to somewhere where they can start examining it, then the very long job begins of trying to assess just how badly damaged this boat is. At the moment, no one knows, but it is a significant blow to the team. Grant Dalton's saying that they don't know yet whether it's a 5-day fix or a 5-week fix. There's not only the issue of the carbon fibre structure, but of course there's all the very complicated electronic and drive systems inside the boat, and that will all need to be checked to see how badly damaged any of that equipment might have been when the boat fell. There was a big turnout of the team, as you can imagine, shortly after the accident. Incidentally, an accident that you could hear across the base and harbour area here, a loud bang, as some of the teams were still doing their post-race media work. A big turnout of Team New Zealand's crew as the work of assessing it began. You could hear the boat builders inside the boat with hammers or other mechanical equipment tapping at the hull, I guess trying to get a reading on where any cracks are. There does appear to be a small crack on the very bottom line of the hull, but it's hard to read from this distance how bad that is. The initial assessment, according to Grant Dalton, is the foils themselves don't appear to have been damaged and haven't sustained any more pressure than they would have in a racing situation. So at the very least, this is going to be an all-nighter, but this will be days, and the question now is whether Team New Zealand will be back in this 10-day period of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Series round robins. This is not the first time Team New Zealand's faced a big setback. If you remember back in Bermuda in 2017, when they basically nosedived the boat, it went over into the water, capsized and was extensively damaged. But they managed to get that back into the competition without really losing too much. But those were much simpler boats. These are big, complicated, electronic, rich boats that are going to need an awful lot of checking. And there's going to be an awful lot of work going on inside Team New Zealand. They certainly won't be racing on the second day of the Louis Vuitton Cup Series.